Welcome to Passionate Percussion. This is our very first video. We are here to help you learn about technique and the building blocks of drumming. The 40 essential basic rudiments of drumming. Now, we specifically use these for marching, and this video will kind of highlight those that are listed on vicfirth.com. You can find a list of these rudiments on vicfirth, and you can go ahead and go through it on your own. They also provide notation. But before we get into those essential rudiments, we do have to understand and learn how to hold these sticks. These are called, if you haven't noticed, these are called drumsticks. This particular scenario, marching drumsticks are a little more thick and wider in diameter. All right, so this is, I'm using a ProMark DC50 System Blue snare marching drumstick, and these are a little bit heavier. They have a little more thickness to it than a lot of people that use the vicfirth. There's some SH or SRH model sticks, but either way, I'm telling you this to say, you know, however your band or however you feel about your sticks, make it your own. You will be as comfortable as you can with the ones that you have, or whatever you do practice with the most. So let's go ahead and jump into it. When you begin drumming, the first things that you want to keep in mind is you want to look like everybody else, but more importantly, you want to be able to develop the muscles that you utilize in order to play drums. So when I hit a drum and I use either hand, all right, there are different muscles you use and different motions that you would use to get the best sound of your drumming. And one of those things is what we like to call a fulcrum grip. And the fulcrum, well, that's what I like to call it, fulcrum grip. All right, the fulcrum is this little muscle right here. It's what controls your grip between your index finger and your thumb. And you want to use those two fingers to control the majority of your stick. But the grip, more importantly, right, is right in here. Okay, this is the most important aspect, specifically of holding your sticks in a match grip form. Okay, so that is called the fulcrum grip. You can feel free to take that stick. You can take just two fingers. You can just play around with it, see how it feels, get comfortable, find that center of balance. The cool thing about these ProMark DC50s is they have a little circle to show you where that center is, so you can get the perfect balance of that. But get familiar with your sticks. Make sure that you have a good handle on them, and it'll make things a way more easy for you to play. You'll notice here that I do have my left hand where I'm holding it a little different. It's not necessarily the fulcrum grip that I showed you with my right hand, but it is what we like to call a traditional grip. And the reason for this is traditionally, back when they first started utilizing drums in the colonial days, the drum had a specific tilt to it. Right? So the drum was tilted, and it was very difficult to play with your match grip, which is your sticks matching. So what they would do is hold the stick at a traditional, we call it traditional, but they would hold the stick at this angle, all right, so that when it's time to play, it wasn't difficult, right, for them to hit that drum when it's angled up. Okay, so we may put another video out there so you can see there are some drum lines, there's some DCI cores that do play with that style sometimes, just to kind of bring that back. But in this particular video right now, we're just going to go over the form, how to hold the sticks, the technique on how to play, as well as how to get the best out of when you're playing. We have that right hand fulcrum grip. Again, like I said, you want to focus on that thumb and index finger. You want to try to close it out. All right, and I have my three fingers out here just because I want to show you how that looks. Okay, but these three fingers are very important. That's your supporting cast. They will support your stick, and it'll help you to keep it stable. Okay, you can practice like this. This will strengthen your grip, but this makes it a lot cleaner when you're holding it with the rest of your fingers. The left hand now, when you hold it, what I like to tell people, just look at your hand. Take a look, okay? And what you're gonna do, how you're looking at your hand is how you'll put your stick in your hand, okay? You're gonna put it between your thumb and your index finger. Again, that fulcrum that we were talking about, all right? More importantly, it's gonna also go above your ring finger. Thankfully, I do have a ring on there, right? But what you're gonna do is make sure that it's above that. Those first three fingers, thumb, index, and middle finger, you're gonna hold it with those. And then the other two, just like your right hand has the supporting cast, you have a supporting cast here as well. Those last two fingers will support that stick and it'll stop it from doing this. You definitely don't want that because when you go to play, it's very difficult to raise it. All right, so again, watch your hand and that fulcrum right there, right? First three fingers over, last two fingers under. Or you can put the last two fingers under first to kind of hold it in there, right? And then put the index and the middle finger over it after that. All right, so once you have that, again, we're just gonna do one quick review. Your right hand, fulcrum grip, supporting cast. Left hand, fulcrum while you're facing, right? Supporting cast and the index and middle, or you can do index middle and put the supporting cast under. All right, so now that we have that, how do we move these sticks? How do we play? You do not, I reiterate, you do not want to do this thing. All right, a lot of people play and they want to use their entire arm. Right? There are moments that you will utilize that in the future or later on when you have a feel on it. You can, you know, for aesthetics and also sometimes for form, what you want your drum to sound like, how you want to play, and also the style of play depending on the line that you're a part of. But in this particular instance, right, when you're learning how to play, you want to make sure you can develop your muscles to its full potential. So we're actually going to put the sticks down just for a second because we want to understand how do we develop those muscles even when the sticks are not in your hand. So there are a few exercises that you want to utilize to strengthen your wrist or more so your forearm, right? Because these are the muscles that you're going to utilize right here. This forearm area are the muscles that you will utilize when you're playing your drum. And of course, your hand. All right. So one of the exercises you use, I just call these the prayer clap. You can call them whatever you want. All right. But what it is, you do these exercises here, you will feel that burn in your forearm. Okay. You should start to feel it right here. All right. And you can do different patterns, different rhythms, whatever it is. What it'll do is it'll help to introduce that muscle to development. All right, it'll help to get it to grow a little bit stronger. All right, so that's one of the things you can do. You can do that for as long as you want. You can do it until it burns. One of my mottos is practice till it burns. When it burns and you feel like you can't move anymore, you take a break. And you want to try to make sure that you have your hands as far apart as possible. Get your wrists together and try to keep your fingers together. Even if you have them open, it'll still serve the same purpose and you will still be able to work out those muscles.